Hey guys, welcome back to my backyard. Today is September 22nd, 2024, and it's the first day of fall, which means I'll do another full backyard garden tour. Things are doing pretty well right now. We got a ton of rain this summer, so everything is really nice and lush and green. I'll show you what's going on in just a sec. Before I get started, check out this lawn. I don't know if you saw the video, but my lawn back in like beginning of June was basically just a desert, all brown. And I tried growing bahia grass. I spread seed all over. I don't think any of this is bahia grass. It is just weeds. It's green, which is good, but I actually have a plan this winter when it cools off a little. I'm going to try to actually put some sod down and fix my lawn. But without further ado, let's get this tour going. All right, so we'll start over here on the side of my lawn, kind of on the side of my house here. This is my honeykiss mango tree. I got this from Everglades Farm online back in January 2023, so almost 2 years ago. Planted it in the ground here last July, so a little over a year ago. And it's doing pretty well. It's coming out with some new growth, some new leaves coming out. Honeykiss is supposed to be a early and heavy producer, so I don't know, maybe next year I could get a fruit. Got some new growth coming out over there too. Looks like every branch should have some new leaves coming out. So that's looking good. I'll show you what used to be there in a little bit. That used to be my Jaboticaba, but I got a new spot for that. Over here is my coconut cream mango tree. Got this from Truly Tropical Farm in Delray last summer, July 2023. And then I planted it shortly after I got it. It's also coming out with some new growth, new leaves there. Some new leaves coming out there. Looking good. I got one little fruit last year. Coconut cream is just an amazing mango. Probably the best out there. Tops a lot of people's lists. I think it was amazing. Probably my favorite. So, got some nice space for it now that I got rid of the Jaboticaba. You got rid of the ficus hedges. Now we have these new clusia. I might put something else there. We'll see. Or I might just let my 3 mango trees in this area have their space. But on to my next mango tree. This is the oldest tree in my yard now. My Alphonso. Had a great season last year, or this past summer. Got 83 fruit from it. Delicious, amazing fruit. And then right after I harvested the last fruit in maybe late July or early August, I don't remember when it was, I cut back a lot of the inside. Cut down a lot of branches. You can see it grew back really quickly. Go check out what happened here. Look at that. Cut down these huge branches. This was only maybe 2 months ago. And all this new stuff already just came out. From all these, that one. So all these new branches just came out like as soon as I cut off these big branches. So gave it some room to breathe kind of in the middle. Don't want it to get too big. Probably next year after I harvest, I'll cut off some of the top because it's getting a little tall. But nice tree, 6 years old. Planted it as soon as I moved into my house in June 2018. Nice tree. Moving over next to that is my Makok Sapodilla. I got this from So Exotic in February 2021. So it's 3.5 years ago now. Came really small, really sad looking, but it's grown a lot. Just put out these new batch of leaves. No fruit yet. It's made a few flowers. See Got some flower buds coming in over there. It's never really held on to any of the flowers. I've never really seen actually a fruit on it, but it's still kind of small. Makok is a dwarf variety, so I'm hoping it doesn't get too big. Maybe it'll get me some fruit soon, but looking good. Moving on, next to that is my Pickering Mango tree. I got this from Spikes Grove down in Fort Lauderdale in February 2022. I picked 5 full-size fruit from it this past summer. They weren't quite ripe enough. I think I picked them too early, but they were still good. You can see it's coming out with all this new growth right now. Should probably get quite a bit bigger in the next month after all this new branches come out. Back when the landscapers were replacing the hedges here, posted a video. It did some damage on the trunk. That was back in April, and it has totally healed itself, which is really cool. All nice and good now. I was really worried about that, but it's looking good now. So Pickering stays small. The tree makes a lot of fruit, heavy producer. So I'm expecting a nice big crop next summer. Here next to that is my newest tree. I just got this last week, actually. I got this from Jack and the Beanstalk nursery up in Loxahatchee. This is a Geffner Atemoya. Atemoya is a nona. It's related to the Soursop, sugar apples, cherimoya. The Geffner is supposed to be the best to grow in Florida. A lot of the other Atemoyas you have to hand pollinate. The Geffner variety, you do not. So that's part of why I got it. It's supposed to be a good fruit. I'm going to plant it here. I'm just going to keep it in the pot for another month or two, just to get out of hurricane season, just in case I have to move it. But I'm going to plant it right here. I'm going to try to keep it small. The Pickering Mango I'm going to try to keep small. My Mamey Sapote is growing super slow, so I'm not really worried about that overcrowding it. But I think it's a pretty good spot to have another tree. But onto my Pace Mamey Sapote. This has just put out a lot of new growth. It's looking really nice and lush. All these new leaves it just put out. No fruit yet. Lots of flowers. Really bushy. Love how that looks. It's made flowers for the past couple years now. All these flower buds showing up. Look at that one. Along all of these branches, tons of flower buds. It's made a couple tiny, like pea-sized fruit, but they've fallen off. I got this from Everglades Farm also in February 2021. So, 3.5 years ago. Looking good. Slow grower, but it's looking good. One of these days it's going to hold on to a fruit. So excited for that. I actually, about a month or two ago, I moved this tree. This is my Sugar Belle Mandarin. I got this from So Exotic also in just earlier this year in February 2024. I used to have it over there, but I decided after they replaced the hedges, I now have more room for kind of another row of trees here. So I put it over here. This is supposed to be one of the citrus greening disease resistant citrus. It's looking okay. New growth coming out. New leaves there. Excited to see what this is like. Looking okay. So far, so good. Then next to that is my Silas wood sapodilla. Got a lot of fruit from this last year. I had some trouble earlier this year with some mealy bugs. I ended up spraying it down with some harsh pesticides to get rid of those, but did the job. Now it's healthy again. It's got some fruit. There's a good looking fruit. It's got some smaller ones. There's one. Normally, this should like always have fruit on it of different stages. You could see lots of flowers coming out. This is a workhorse of a tree. Looking really good. New leaves coming out all the time. So I got this one also from Everglades Farm back in June 2021. So a little over 3 years ago. Silas wood is supposed to also be a dwarf variety. It shouldn't get probably much bigger than this. Maybe like 6 feet tall, 6 feet round. Heavy producer. Delicious fruit. Next to that here is my Kari Starfruit tree. Got this from Lara Farms earlier this year in January 2024. Planted it here this past summer in June. It came really small. It's growing a lot actually. A lot of new leaves. You can see it's got some really pretty flowers. Oh my gosh, I didn't even notice this. Look at that. That is the first fruit that I've seen on this tree. A tiny little starfruit. I'm going to leave it on, see what happens. I highly doubt that is going to grow into a full-size fruit, but that's pretty cool. I just saw that right now for the first time. Awesome. Good sign. Nice little tree. Going to keep it small. Starfruits are a very heavy producing tree, so you could keep it small and have way more starfruits than you'll ever need. So that was my goal here. Next to that is my Soursop tree, my first Soursop tree. I got this from Spike's Grove, same time I got my Pickering Mango. Oh no, same time I got my Loquat tree up in the front. In May 2022, so about 2.5 years ago. It's growing nice and big. I did have some issues with iguanas eating the leaves. Iguanas, I'm pretty sure it's iguanas that are eating the leaves, which is why I kind of put a spike there, trying to keep the iguanas from climbing up the tree. But it's looking good. You can see, I think that's where iguanas are eating the leaves. It grew one small fruit that fell off last year. Oh, look at that. I caught an iguana. Oh, yep. I guess my little spikes is not doing the trick. Little baby iguanas up on the tree. But you can see these cool flowers it's growing. Got flowers there. Another flower there. How cool are those flowers? It just put out all these flowers all over the tree. There's another small flower bud. So there's one that just all the petals fell off. If that got pollinated, that means it should turn into a fruit. There's another one. Hopefully these got pollinated. Maybe they could turn into some fruit. Did make one small, tiny, like strawberry-sized fruit last year. Fell off. There's another one. See, I think that leaf was getting eaten by an iguana right there. Lots of little flower buds all over. There's another flower. So the house over there actually has like 5 soursop trees, and they are completely loaded with fruit, which is really cool. I got flowers all over the tree. There's another 2 flowers. Oh, maybe this guy is what's eating the leaves. Thought it was iguanas. Maybe it's both of them. Iguanas and this caterpillar. What do you think? Look at this leaf here. What's doing that? Is that a caterpillar or an iguana? I don't know. There's more eaten leaves. Tell me what you think. But nice looking tree. I got a lot of more flowers up there. And then next to this big soursop tree is my newest soursop tree. I used to have my Jamaican cherry here. I dug it out, was tired of it, it was too big, and I decided to get another soursop tree just about a month ago. I got this from Lowe's, planted it here. Something was also eating the leaves, which is why I put this netting up. That should keep the iguanas away. I'm pretty sure it's iguanas. See the leaves being eaten. It's growing nicely. Lots of new leaves coming out. Other than the things eating the leaves, whatever it is, they're super easy to grow. Don't really have any issues. As you can see with that one, how big it's gotten. All right, moving along to this giant. Move all the way back so we could see what we got here. That is my jackfruit tree. Golden nugget, supposed to be a golden nugget. Golden nugget is supposed to be a dwarf variety. That is probably pushing 15 feet tall. So I'm a little doubtful now that it's an actual golden nugget. I got it from Everglades Farm back in December 2020. So pushing 4 years ago now. It has not made a flower yet. One of these days, just keep coming out with new leaves. Just tons of new leaves. Everywhere new leaves. I don't think there's any flowers. Come out every so often to check. Just tons of new leaves. It's getting huge. But I'm good with it growing pretty much straight up. That's my goal for all my trees. Don't take up too much room. Grow up as much as you want. So that's looking good. Over here is my coconut tree. This was planted from a coconut that I found on the ground. There's the original coconut about 4.5 years ago. It's growing slow, but steady. It's getting a nice size. And then next to that is my banana cluster. Oh, look at that. I didn't even notice this. It's not the healthiest banana trees. It took a while. I don't really fertilize it. This is the saddest looking little banana cluster I think I've ever seen. That's probably all this one's gonna make. I don't even know if those are gonna make it, but you could see how sad it is coming out of this. That is all rotted. I can't even believe that made a flower. I'm probably just gonna cut it down. But yeah, it's kind of getting a little sick of all the bananas. I used to have my bananas over there behind the coconut cream mango tree, but I planted one little pup over here and it's turned into this. So we'll see what happens there. And that is everything in my backyard. Let's go around to the front, show you just a couple more things that's happening up there. All right, so over to the front, the side of my house here, got my little pineapples here. They each made one pineapple this summer. And behind that is my Loquat tree, Oliver Loquat. I got this the same day as the Soursop in May 2022. This thing is growing so nice and fast. Look at this. It is completely covered in flowers right now. This is kind of a fake flowering, because these flowers will not turn into fruit. The loquat flowers at the end of summer, and in at least the past 2 years, didn't do anything with them. They fall off and then they flower again in like October, November, and that's what turns into the spring fruit crop. But if this is a sign of things to come, that is awesome. This thing is beautiful, completely covered in flowers. Awesome. And then just a couple more things. Got my pineapple over here. And the last of my pineapples over here. All of these were from 2 cut-off pineapples, tops, about 5 years ago now. Makes me tons of pineapples every summer. Nothing coming in right now. All right, that's everything I got growing. Oh, no, it's not. One more thing. My newly transplanted Jaboticaba. I just transplanted this from my backyard over here. I'm actually going to come out with a new video just talking about this tree. It was struggling out in my backyard, but I think now against my house, it's not in direct sunlight. It doesn't like direct sunlight. I think this is a much better spot. You could already see the sun is no longer shining on it. It's now 1:45 p.m. So it only gets half a day's sun. I think it likes that a lot. Still no flowers. This is 4 years old from when I got it. I think it was already at least 2 years old when I got it, so it's probably pushing 6 or 7 years old right now. Still no fruit, still no flowers. One day, keep it here and see what happens. All right, thanks so much for watching. See you next time.